Welcome to United Radio, home of the UMFL, United Madden Football League, building a Madden community one brick at a time.
Yes, it is. This is the UMFL, and it is I, Rosie, once again, for number 2 for the UMFL radio show. You can follow the UMFL at the UMFL on Twitter. Also, we have a Discord, too, which we will be sharing with the video. And I am joined by the esteemed commissioner, Mackdaddy himself. What's going on, Mac? How are you today?
Not too much, Matt. We've had a great week so far in the United Madden Football League. I'm super excited about the activity from the members. Just can't say enough about the way we've jumped out of the gate here in the United Madden Football League.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, I really just wanted to personally thank you before we get into the nuts and bolts of the radio show here for bringing me back in. It's going to be super fun. Had a really outstanding matchup with your co-commissioner, Rocklow. Titans and Texans came down to the wire, had a little bit of a lag issue heading into the end of the first half, missed a field goal, and then immediately kicked off out of bounds. So that was not the best, but we rallied and held Rocklow to basically one touchdown and got the win. Pretty outstanding. I know Rocklow's pretty excited about the league, but still not excited about playing me one-on-one.
Well, I think his reputation precedes him in terms of the lag or the lag switch, perhaps. No seriousness. Rock's been he's been a great baller, and he's gotten better and better since the game came out, and he's playing at the top of his game. I think a matchup between you two is a real heavyweight tilt. Also, you can't say enough about the work that Rock's done for all the members of the United Madden Football League. He's been tremendous, as have you, Matt, and as many other members. Guys like Eddie Galvan he's brought in 3 guys, and that's how we're going to grow as a league, is word of mouth, and hopefully you guys are enjoying their time here so far.
Absolutely. You have Rocklow, you have Eddie, Jafon, and you have Mr. Leet, who had to go toe-to-toe with one of the greatest Madden players we know, Jonesy, who kind of gave him a run-of-the-mill, and Rocklow had to troll him right on out of the Discord, so that was a fun moment. But it's good to have everybody back together. And once again, Mac, I just kind of want to talk to you a little bit about the league and from the commissioner's perspective, what you kind of hope to attain, what are your goals for the league and things like that?
Well, I touched on it in terms of the growth. We're not trying to get ahead of ourselves here, but the best way we can grow is through word of mouth, and hopefully everybody has a great experience, and that goes hand in hand. Because turnover is inevitable, guys move on through their own personal lives, sometimes work. So we always need to be bringing in new guys. I think the community chat has been a huge success. The community chat is for anyone can join and talk about Madden, talk about sports. Heck, we're talking about just about everything in there during the course of the day. It's just a bunch of guys jock talk. But growth is really important for us, and we can't do that without the members. The media aspect, we're growing. We've started with the podcast here, but coming down the line, we're looking at live games with commentary. Certainly, the Super Bowl was on the radar for us with a 2-man team. But we're moving forward, and we're just doing a great job because of the members.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mac, I'm really excited about the community chat. I think we're over 50 members now, and we keep getting a bunch of it's almost like a high school reunion, if you will, of all the Madden guys we've kind of been playing with, all the heavy hitters and things of that nature. But when it comes to the UMFL radio, we're going to start profiling every player and try to get their Madden background, and also as we break into next season with the new Madden, we'll get into strategies and different things, just straight up talking Madden. Now, what is your Madden background, and what drives you to love the game so much? I know you play MUT, but a lot of people don't really know who the Commander General is of the UMFL. So could you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I think it was started for me with Tech Mobile. Back in the late 80s, I played Pong, the first original system. That's how long I've been around. But in 1993, Sega Genesis, the Madden game really was the first real game that, wasn't just the stickmen. And we've progressed from there. You know, when we got into the 2000s, that's when we were able to get up with the online experience, and that's where I met quite a few guys, and we're still playing with guys like Jason Fontaine, Eddie Galvan, Josh Nelson, just to name a few, are guys that we've been playing online since the mid 2000s. For all of us, team building has always been a big attraction to the CFM. You know, relationships with online gaming, Matt, I think that's the best part of it all. And, you know, we implore the members to show sportsmanship to each other. I love competition. Doesn't matter if it's checkers, chess, cards. I just love competition. My background in terms of football, I played high school football, and then I started coaching when I was 21 years old. I'm retired from amateur football, so I really enjoy that aspect of the X's and O's inside of Madden as opposed to some of the other games that are a little more freewheeling. But I can't state enough about the relationships in the game. It's my favorite part, Matt. You meet great guys, and yeah, you know, we compete against each other, but I just really enjoy seeing people go through their lives. And, you know, like a guy like Jay Fong, when I met Jay was just getting married. You know, he was having his first child, and now, you know, Jay's moving forward. And it's a real fun part of being part of a community like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, how many times have we played each other? You've known me since I was a little shithead kid uh, with a snappy attitude, and now I've kind of grown into this guy who's more of a developed, more mature Madden gamer who has used basically everything that you've taught me with your coaching expertise to help me become as good as I am. And I mean, realistically, I have a lot more to grow, and you know, we've had rivalry battles where we've played in the same division and played each other twice a year and kind of just had that you know, fun back and forth. Um, but as far as everybody else in the league, we're going to be able to build those new relationships with everyone, and hopefully, you know, we'll have a lot more stories to tell moving forward.
The competition is just a real rush. You know, my partner from work is in his very first CFM with us here in the U, and he talks about the adrenaline rush that he got in his online game that he was playing. You know, you can't find that in a ranked game. I mean, I suppose on weekend league with Mutt you can. And that's another aspect I like to touch on too. There's so much to Madden that we're hoping to expose to the members outside just, you know, CFM. You know, the team building of Madden Ultimate Team, it's so much fun, and they've really made it accessible in terms of a lot of people have a perception you have to spend money, but you don't. You know, you can play the solo battles, you can play the solo challenges, you can improve your game and master the mechanics of the game, and then, you know, move into your CFM where you're going to take on your head-to-head online. And what's beautiful about the CFM, Matt, is the team building. We had an overhaul of the training in CFM for this Madden, and then it sounds like we're going to get something extra coming moving forward for Madden 20. So I'm super stoked for Madden 20. I don't know about you, Matt. I can't wait for it to get here.
Mac, they're bringing Philly to the game, man. You know, I'm definitely excited for that. We're going to probably try to run that as much as we can within the rules of the UMFL. How about that? You remember that play?
Too, and how that's really going to go. But you know, what's going to be interesting about that, I was listening to NY Kia 31. He's one of the streamers that's on YouTube, and I highly recommend guys to check out NY Kia 31. He's got some real good sim stuff. His philosophy is based on real football, and it's been very helpful. But he was talking about how, you know, it's going to be a problem with, you know, if it's pass, if it's run, the blocking, how it's going to work. I mean, it's commonly known that the play action blocking is not as good as the regular pass blocking. So we don't know why that is, but that is a fact. So how's this going to work inside of the RPO game? Is it going to be run blocking? Is it going to be pass blocking? It's going to be really interesting to see how it unfolds. We've got the EA Play coming up, so I think we're going to get our first taste of Madden 20.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited to see that. But yeah, no. I mean, it feels like year over year when it comes to Madden, there's something that sticks out in the I guess the mechanics or the engine of the game. As far as on the defensive side of the ball, there's one thing, and there's one thing on the offensive side of the ball that I could really, you know, knock on to. I know that you've played with me. You know, last year was the power run game, and then this year it was more along the lines of like the speedy guys who can go outside and catch the ball out of the backfield and things like that. And then the development of the user has become pretty prevalent in Madden. And I'm hoping that they kind of, I mean, I'm not saying that I wish they would nerf it, but I feel like sometimes I've made some interceptions that I definitely am like, how did I make that? I mean, I knew where the guy was going, but the play shouldn't have been he shouldn't have jumped that high basically. But yeah, no, EA Play is going to be good. I know we'll probably be tweeting about it, on our Twitter, on the UMFL Twitter account, as well as your account and my account. But let's get into the guts of the UMFL so far. 2 weeks in, 2.5 weeks in, actually, and there's been some crazy games so far. I will have to say shout out to the Electric Fly Gaming, who's playing with my birds, absolutely blowing teams out. Jonesy is up to no good once again, dominating his opponents. By double digits, 20 points even, just playing some outstanding football. And I will proudly say that I am 2-0, looking to take on the Giants during the weekend. But Mac, what has stuck out to you as far as like players who've been dominant, teams that have been playing well, and new users, new owners that have been kind of stand out so far?
Well, let me first say, an early advance in week 2 of the UMFL, that's just magnificent.
Absolutely.
Members, we're a brand new league, and we're just getting started, and we got an early advance. So shout out to the guys, the fellas here in the United Madden Football League. Kudos to you. The first 2 names you mentioned, Electric Fly Gaming, the Philadelphia Eagles, and Jonesy, the Seattle Seahawks. Absolutely, 101 points scored for the Electric Fly Gaming. And Jonesy up to no good again. I mean, 55 points for, but, top to bottom, you look at the 32 members of the United Madden Football League, he's my number 1 defensive performer. I mean, we've got guys like yourself, we've got Beast, Leet, really, he doesn't take a backseat to anyone, but Jonesy is the creme de la creme. I think a guy that's a dark horse, it's that maybe people aren't noticing because he doesn't have the big flashy name, he's new in terms of the group of guys that we've played, is Laws. Laws' Dallas Cowboys are 2-0. He's got 84 points for and 26 against. If you've watched these games, I've had a chance to tune in for both these games. He's playing great in all 3 phases of the game, offense, defense, and his return game has looked good.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I hadn't been paying much attention. Besides, I haven't had much time, but the one guy I have been sticking around to watch, like I said, has Electric Fly. I mean, going through the league, I mean, Rocklow played me, but other than that, he's been pretty dominant. So our game was pretty close, so it was kind of one of those things where it was just like a tough test early on. But Rock has been outstanding as well. I believe week 3 blew out his opponent, so definitely starting off with a bang. Played the Jacksonville Jaguars, coming off that tight game with me, and just 44-14. So eviscerating his opponent, lashing out, and shout out to Rock. You've been doing your thing, man, and I definitely seen an improvement in his defensive gameplay. I know that before we used to play every now and then because we were never in the same division, but his defense is absolutely outstanding, and I look forward to seeing him kind of improve his game. He started 1-2. First 2 games were close, and then he's moving on with his blowout. So shout out to him. Mac, how have you been doing? I haven't really been able to check in with you so far.
Yeah, we won our first 2 games, but they've been tight defensive games. Offensively, not a fan of Jordan Howard. I got him on the trade block out there for you guys. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the trade block, but if you're looking for a big power back, Jordan Howard's your guy. I traded Giovanni Bernard to get Captain Kirk. Do you like that? And he was good in the second week against the Buffalo Bills. But the running game is, I'm used to Melvin Gordon. I like the elusive back, so we'll see if we can get another back in here before the trade deadline. But, my schedule is just, oh my goodness, it's just a landmine, Matt. It's, we got Jonesy, I got Lee and Bats in my division, and it just goes on and on. I got Beast coming up, so we'll be happy to go 500.
Don't be so modest there, Commish. But yeah, no, the one thing that I can definitely not understate is that the people that we continue to bring in, I know we've had some turnover here early, but some of these guys, working through the issues and then really getting to go, I know AC Dell had a big win after some questionable things going on in week 1, and then a couple of the other owners in here are really doing well. But I definitely want to, Mac, if it's okay with you, I want to shout out to the guys that are kind of active every day. They kind of keep the community chat pumping through. Rocklow, of course, but Saul, who's a big-time veteran in the game, he's kind of been crushing it, as well as, Leet keeps it going, Eddie Galvan as well, and what's the guy's name that plays with the Patriots? Convolk. He kind of is in there every now and then as well. But we kind of talk a little bit about everything in the community chat, including, the Raptors and the Warriors, the NBA Finals. I'm still a little bit bitter.
Matt, those guys, AC and Saul, those guys are the glue of the community.
Oh, yeah.
Matt. Those are the guys that, that's for me, being part of a community. I get a little time off the drill, and I'm able to check the phone. It just puts a smile on my face to see some of the things those guys are talking about, and it's not about wins and losses here. Everyone wants to win the Super Bowl, wants to be champion, but there's only going to be one champion. But what really I think is going to carry us is our community, and I thank you, Matt, for thanking those guys, because that is about more than just who has the most wins, the most points for, because that's the most important part of what we're trying to do here.
Absolutely. And like I said, we kind of talk about everything in there. So, if you're not in the league and you just want to watch the Madden games that we play, talk a little Madden, talk a little football, or even talk a little basketball. And yes, I am going to continue to bring it up because 4 bounces, I think it was a little bit, I think it was one too many bounces for Kawhi, but it seems to have helped him as you guys are headed, headed to game 2 in Toronto, up 1-0 against the Golden State Warriors, the juggernaut team. So congratulations to you publicly, Mac, for the Toronto Raptors. I know it's probably a rush for you up there in Canada.
Well, I stayed quiet for the Philly series with you. I know better than to try and talk with you, Matt. I was just hoping it would go our way. But, for the guys that don't know, I'm from Toronto, Canada. And I remember when we got this team in 1995, we were playing in the Sky Dome, and it was just like it brought credibility to the city that we were able to get, a major league franchise. We had the Blue Jays and we had the Leafs, but we didn't have the NBA, man. And this is accumulation of all that work and all that time. And it's great, if we win the championship. But I think what people should really take notice is the amount of Canadians that are now coming into the NBA and being drafted high as well too. The NBA has just, the interest in basketball has never been higher in this country. It's really cool to see.
Oh, absolutely. So before we send them off, let's look into weeks 3 and 4, because those are the ones that are going to be 3, 4, and 5 will probably be all the ones that we get through before. We had 4 games finish up early. Like I said, Rocklow with his thrashing of the Jags. Both of those teams dropping to 1 and 2, looking like I have a pretty if I can go ahead and handle the Giants, that'll have a pretty solid 2-game lead in the division. The 49ers played the Chiefs, so Dell playing, AC Dell playing against, who's rocking the Chiefs now? Hawkins. That was a rough game for Hawkins, but learning experience, that's for sure. Definitely an active guy in the chat as well. Let's see, the Bengals. Jafon. Oh! See, I thought he was the Bucks because he's always the Bucks. Took the Panthers 31-5, Mac. Outstanding.
This matchup here coming up here at the Las Cowboys are going to be taking on Jonesy and his Seahawks. That game's going to be in Seattle. This is going to be an early playoff preview here. We'll see how Law stacks up against the real deal Jonesy, because we've all seen him play many, many times, and we know that he's a very consistent baller. Another game that I also like moving forward is looking at the Raiders and the Dolphins game. That's going to be another good game. Certainly 2 playoff teams that would be going head-to-head there.
Yeah, Chief with the Dolphins. So Chief's kind of coming back and doing his thing. He's more of a mutt guy as well. So with him coming in and using his skills, it's pretty awesome as well. Let's see. Looking in at week 4, we got the Chargers going against AC Dell and the 49ers, 2-1 versus 2-0. So that's the Mackdaddy himself going against the new guy. got a nice matchup going on there.
He's already trying his mind games with me. He's trying his Jedi mind tricks with me, Matt. He's sending me DMs and AC saying, "Oh, I know you're gonna blow me out." I said, "Come on now, this is the old Fox here. You can't play the mind games." Paulie Joe used to try that with me in the MOF. But yeah, I'm looking forward to taking on a lot of these top end guys because this is gonna be a great season, but it's really just a warm up for the real deal. When we get into Madden 20 and then we start developing players and moving forward with drafts and this type of thing, is going to be interesting. But guys are forging a reputation here. A guy I'm playing this week is a guy that I think we haven't mentioned, but a guy that's certainly on the radar is Gil Garza, aka Jonesy. I say bullshit, man, bullshit. Now, we're happy to have a lot of these champions. Like, I think I counted 8 former champions in different various leagues that we have here. And it's really, it's pretty intimidating, Like, I look at the guys on my schedule, I was like, holy smoke.
Absolutely. Well, hey, with this video, with this radio show, we're going to put the link to our Discord right on YouTube, so you can join into the community chat yourself and be a player in waiting if you so wish, or if you want to come just talk a little bit of Madden, you can also do that as well. Mackdaddy, your Twitter account is at MackDaddyPSN, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's Mackdaddy for real.
Oh, Mackdaddy for real. Okay, PSN.
No, it is. It is Jiminy Christmas. Sorry about that. Yeah, it is Mackdaddy PSN.
All right, perfect. And mine is Rosie's is at _ Matthew Rosado. At the UMFL is the main handle for the Twitter account. Jump on in the Discord. Jump on the Twitter. Give it a follow. And Mac, before we go, I just want to say it was a pleasure to have you on. I look forward to talking with you about the UMFL again in the future.
This is a real treat to be a part of it, Matt, and wish all the coaches good luck moving into week 3, 4, and 5, and I look forward to joining you again.
All right, guys. Have some fun. Enjoy playing Madden in the UMFL.